Thank you for joining. Just Noise. It's Doc. We're going to be bringing you the college football preview. Got third seed Georgia. They're going to be taking on number one Alabama. It's going to be January 10th, 8 p.m. Eastern. Joining me today is King Dre. Got Jay Miles back again.
What up, y'all?
What up, what up, what up? And, of course, my main man, my co-host, M. Greasy with the numbers. So we saw how the college semifinals went. The semifinals went down, and here we are. Here we are, man. We got an all SEC championship, and that's kind of what me and King Dre was saying was going to happen out alone.
Yeah, it definitely went there. I thought Michigan was gonna do something, but
man,
I mean, they
major disappointment.
The buses running and the bags packed, and did y'all come to play? You know?
Yeah, it looked like Michigan should have been playing Cincinnati. That's what it looked like.
Hey, I think that would have been better, you know.
Yeah, we Michigan. You know, I'm Big Blue for heart, man, and. I'm definitely over here sulking. I'm sad, but at the end of the day, man, the better team won, and that's what we want. That's why you got the playoff, man. You want the best teams to play in the championship. And Michigan didn't show that they were better than Georgia. Clearly, they got pounded on, they got passed on, they got ran through, ran over.
When they were making, when they was getting into Georgia's territory. At times they tried to get too cute and run these reverse sweeps and let's bring in the freshmen. No, man. I mean, y'all, how did y'all get down there? Just playing regular ball. They're gonna run on this down. Man, we ain't trying to do all this smoke and mirrors. When they got too cute, it's like, okay, drive start.
Right.
The best way I can sum it up is the Georgia Bulldogs, they grown man my Michigan Wolverine. That's pretty much just what it was. They played smash mouth football, and they showed them, hey, we big brother, y'all little cousin.
Mm-hmm. Well, just like think about it. They said this even on a telecast with the first game. Cincinnati, they just don't see those body types. See,
right.
They don't see that in that conference. Right. It's the same issue, like you said. It's grown men ball over here. It's just a different breed. The SEC is just a different breed. It just is what we see.
Well, let me throw this at you. Like I was telling Marcus on the phone. You know, we had talked, and if we took a South versus North, then it's over. It's over. I don't even want to just say Texas, but down south, football is king. Texas, Georgia, Alabama, bro, it's a wrap. They don't want to see these type of play. We got animals, we got dogs, we got gorillas, grizzly bears, whatever you want to call it, down here. I don't know what they're doing up north in football, but down here, that's what you're gonna come down. It's like walking into the jungle.
Right.
We the king of the jungle.
I think I'm gonna have to take a little bit of that out west too in the state of California, because if you look around the NFL right now, that bad man is from Northern California, and a lot of them cats are from California, that LA area, that Bay Area. Yep. So I can't denounce that West Coast.
Beach Smiley in the building, man. You know what it is. You know,
modern day, all that. I mean,
hey, no shot at Cali. Hey, I think we know what it is when it comes to that down south football, man.
Yeah. But I dig what you're saying. It's just kids just not. I mean, come on. I mean, you got a chance to play in what's the temperature outside? 80-degree weather. Go to school there as opposed to going to school up north when the high today might be 25. I mean, come on,
I mean, but think about this. Think about it. Friday Night Lights is real in the South. Like, it's Friday night in the whole town. Like, high school football is lit. And that's all they have in a lot of these towns. That's it. A place like Alabama, Tuscaloosa, like, that's it. Ain't no NFL team nowhere near. That's it. Everything is built upon that.
Yep. So just just as the games were winding up last night, and I know me and Greasy just running over some of the future show production notes we just talked about. Is you watch the Cincinnati Alabama game, Cincinnati didn't play bad. They didn't go out there throwing 4 or 5 turnovers and win a bunch of sacks. It's just that if you look at Alabama's offensive and defensive line, you could probably say in 3 or 4 years, every last single one of those guys is going to be in the NFL. Cincinnati maybe had one defender and one offensive player that you could count on being in the pros, and it's just different. They're just not Alabama.
They didn't play bad, but right. Do you really think Alabama threw the whole playbook out?
No, they didn't have to.
Exactly. Let's keep this real. Hey, listen. Alabama was probably playing like the Tecmo Bowl.
Yeah, Alabama played. Exactly. They played very conservative. They played, hey, let's just hold them to field goals. What they did do was they just took care of business, kept it vanilla and took care of business. You don't want a 10-6 lead end up being a turnover, and now you tied up 10-10. Now Cincinnati's really sticking their chest out like we can play. They just did what they did. And it wasn't like the running backs were breaking off these, like Mark M. Greasy was saying last night. The running backs weren't breaking off huge 30, 40-yard rips. They was just 6, 7, 15, 6, 7, 12. And you looked up, they had 300 yards rushing in Alabama. They didn't turn the ball over. Create the short.
Cincinnati was the X factor for Cincinnati. We knew who it was going to be. It was going to be Rudder. We knew that. And so the defense was keyed in on keeping him contained. And he couldn't throw the ball over the line. How many tip balls did we see? Receivers were getting open. He just couldn't throw the ball over the line. We could consistently tip ball. And then what the running game? He couldn't run the ball either. So those extending the plays that he would normally get in that conference, that ain't happening.
You didn't even fast on the outside, bro. Say the name of the conference, man. Come on, man.
that
conference,
football is football at the end of the day.
It is.
We know what it is, even though they're in that particular conference. We know what it is. As we watch this game, Cincinnati, they were there, but it just wasn't quite there. It just wasn't quite enough to get things done. And hey, like Jay said, hey, they benefited. Yeah, they got some corners that's gonna be playing on Sunday. Somebody gonna pick them, but this Alabama and the Georgias and the LSU. The majority of these teams from the SEC, they just a different beast.
Different breed.
Well, this goes back to what we were saying in the past, man. This is why nobody wanted Cincinnati in the Final Four. Good Lord, this is why.
And didn't I say this? Well, these boys went from rookie mode to all mad mode that quickly. Now you got the big dogs. And
with that,
you like a puppy and run with the big dogs. You can't.
With that too, here's the downside of nobody wanting to see Cincinnati. The next thing is, who else could you have plugged in?
It wouldn't have
would have made it. The only teams that you could have plugged in was Michigan State, Ohio State, and Notre Dame. None of them qualified.
None of them would have done any better if you asked me.
Nobody. That's terrible, man. So we got to expand this. We got to expand the playoff system because we're going to keep. I'm not going to say we're going to keep getting that, but as I told y'all, the only way Cincinnati is getting in.
We might need to do. I'm gonna keep it 100. It ain't even about the playoff system. We got to do some major realignment in college football.
It's coming. It's coming.
A friend of mine I played ball with. Shout out Rob Rudolph. And he made this point. Let's stop wasting everybody's time and just slide 4 SEC teams in and get it over with. Why not?
Pretty much.
Okay, this year we could have put in Ole Miss. And who else was ranked pretty high at the end of the day besides Ole Miss? A number of boys had a bad.
Ole Miss wasn't ranked high enough.
Well, I'm talking about they at one point they were in the top 10.
Oh, A&M, Arkansas, a whole bunch of them.
Okay, yeah, let's go get Ole Miss and A&M. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Well, but here's the thing also that got exposed yesterday. Coaching. I mean, it just wasn't the coach. Think about it. Cincinnati on that first initial drive, they had them boys on the ropes going down the field, running the ball.
Yeah.
And Alabama calls timeout. Saban calls timeout, said, no, the hell with this, timeout, hold on. Come back out. And what does Cincinnati do? They don't run it no more.
They don't run it no more.
They start throwing it all over the yard. What are you doing?
It was so funny. It reminded me of a game I saw when the Raiders went to the Super Bowl that 2002 season. They were playing, I want to say it was the Broncos. Matter of fact, it was. Game was in Denver. This is what this reminded me of. You know it's coming, and you can't do nothing to stop it. It's like run right, run left, up the middle, off tackle. We're going to pull. We're going to do this. Like Doc said, 6 here, 7 here, first down. Pick up 5, bust off a 10, first down. How many passing yards they had yesterday? I didn't even want to look at the stat. I was just focused on this running. How it was like buckets of change in the first quarter.
Right.
Hey, Doc, was I correct when I said the running back had more yards than the whole offense for Cincinnati?
Exactly.
Well, yeah, at one point he did. He didn't end up, but yeah, to give Alabama credit, it's very. When Alabama loses, it's 9 times out of 10 because they don't make the plays and they beat themselves. Like the long 105-yard kickoff against Auburn in the Iron Bowl. It's just always some type of, whatever. They couldn't contain Johnny Manziel and Tuscaloosa. So give Alabama credit. They didn't beat themselves. They went out there and they did what they do. And this goes back to Jay's point. Sometimes the coaches get too cute. Like, just keep it simple, soldier. Do what dance when who brought you and don't put the points on the board. And it drives me crazy sometimes, just even watching the NFL. Sean McVay is really starting to get on my nerves. He got a new toy in Matthew Stafford, and he's getting a little bit too cute. That's a totally different story. But the Rams are going to be one and done.
Hey,
but let's
talk. I'll be honest with you.
They're going to be one and done, man. It's just, but the coaching, it left a lot to be desired.
In regards to college football, whoever's listening, this is bad product. This is terrible. I mean, I like variety. I don't care if the same team wins championship or the same 2-3 things. The kicker about it is when I say it's a bad product you have, it starts with the playoff system. You got bowl games going on after these playoff games. Nobody cares about. And as we just spoke on, it's only one conference, and then it's everybody else. So we got to get some real.
We got to get some parity in the sport, man.
I know you'll kill history, but you can't let Texas and Oklahoma go to the SEC.
That was the dumbest move ever.
That's the part of the realignment.
You got to take A&M. You got to get A&M out of the SEC.
Well, that's
Missouri got to get out of there. Arkansas got to get out of there. And let's go back to the original SEC and let these other teams find somewhere to go. This is bad product.
It needs to be more competitive. I definitely give you that.
I lost my train of thought, but it kind of reminds me of what the Warriors were doing when they had everybody, and it kind of forces the rest of the NBA to catch up. I mean, we know the SEC is king. It forces the rest of the college football to catch up, but a major realignment is coming. It's in the works. It's just it's a lot of legal stuff. It's not like UCLA can just be like, oh, well, we're going to the Big 12 and next season. No, it's a lot of, you got to realize these bowl games and these contracts, that's a lot of money. There's a lot of lawyers involved in it. So it may take 3, 4, 5 years, but trust me, the realignment is coming, and I can see a true, like maybe a Cincinnati division, the big boy division. And what's going to happen is you have the big boys over here with a playoff system, the Cincinnatis and the Jackson States over here with a playoff system. You have a champion here, bam. It's going to happen. It just It just takes a little time. Let's talk about the Michigan.
Go ahead.
I was going to say,
away from the SEC though. Something has to be done to where there's a cap on recruiting. Like you can only get one or two. This school can only get one or two. We can't stockpile like this.
Well, you can't. But you can't. I mean, you have to. Like I said, it just forces. To me, it forces competition. I don't think you should put a law in and say, "Well, Alabama can now."
So let me ask you a question. Let me ask everybody a question.
Yeah.
Do y'all honestly think the playing field is level?
No,
it's not.
But whose fault is that? Is that Alabama's fault?
No. I mean, it's no one's fault. I'm not placing blame. It's just a bad product that
it's a bad product. But okay, so
I'm an SEC guy.
So if I'm like this, okay, I want to compete. Okay, Alabama down there. Alabama is God. The SEC is God. If I'm up there sitting on my butt in Seattle, Washington, or Nebraska, or USC, or Miami, Florida, or Florida State, you know what I'm saying? I'm tired of this. So I'm going to do something about it. I'm not going to go crying to the NCAA, hey, can you please take some of those scholarships away? No. We finna go out here and we finna get better. We were all competitive and athletes at some point. Somebody bigger, faster than you. You get your butt in that gym and you get your butt on that track during the summertime. And when you see him next spring in the conference, you bust his butt. Don't go crying to the coach and transferring and going to the Rockers. You don't want to see that dude no more.
You see the church finger?
Yeah.
This is the church finger. I'm giving you the church finger. I understand what you're saying, Jones, because I come from that mentality. Like, I don't got to play on the best team, but I want to smack you in the face. I don't mean I can't beat you.
Yeah.
The problem right now is the transfer portal killed all that. Because now it's like, I can just go, you know what? I don't want to play here no more. So everybody is they get mad or they get frustrated and they leave.
See, I don't think
I can build something, but as soon as something doesn't go somebody's way, I'm out. Man, I'm going to transfer.
I don't think they're necessarily.
That's not helping either.
I think it helps.
I think the transfer portal, to me, I think
it gave the kids some power, but it's also weakening. It's also weakening what you're saying. We want people to stay here and build this program up, but I can't build a program if I can barely keep kids here because we're not winning. Nobody wants to come in here and try to win. It's like, you know what? I'm just gonna go to Alabama. They already winning. They put people in the lead. They win championships.
So here's my stance on the transfer portal. Again,
two ways.
It works both ways. Yeah, you can go in there and you can da. Okay, like
let's Cincinnati. He was at Alabama.
He was at Alabama. I don't want to keep beating up on Spencer Rattler. But Spencer Rattler didn't do anything in 2020 to make me think that he was going to be the number one quarterback in the year 2021. I never saw it.
I wasn't sold to him.
Okay, so he comes in this year, and I watch him for about 2 games. Say, man, I'm telling y'all, this dude is not that good. I'm not impressed with Oklahoma. Caleb Williams comes in, he takes his spot. Yeah. So Rattler, in his feeling, jumps in the transfer portal, and he hauls tail over there. Who's to say it's not another freshman that's going to come in, take his spot again? Say, bro, I'm not making excuses for nobody, man. You still got to go get it done. Look at
the generation we living in right now. We live in a generation where it's, hey, let's all go over here and play together. Me, you, let's go over here and play. They don't want to play against each other. They want to play on the same.
They want to play on the same team. And who raised that generation? We in our 40s. At some point, at some point, you got.
Damn, I don't know, but
look. So look, here's a story I heard. You know what? I ain't even gonna get into it. But anyways, what the story boiled down to was the old man said, "Say, man, if you ask any farmer when his crop don't go bad, one thing he would not do is blame the weather.
Gotcha.
He checks the soil. That's the root of the problem. So we got 17, 18-year-old kids that don't want to compete. I'm finna go over here. We in our 40s, almost our 50s. We taught them. So it's kind of like, but you know,
I didn't teach them.
But that's a different story. You see what I'm saying? It's a different story. Yeah. But
going to the other point of going to the other game you was trying to get to with the Michigan situation. Think about this. What's another valid point? Stability.
Yeah.
Like Alabama, the stability that's been there, and that these Power 5 programs, these other schools don't have. It's a carousel. It's a coaching carousel. It's the athletic directors in and out. They don't have no stability in these programs.
Yeah. That's true.
That's the problem. So now you finally see some stability back at Michigan. So okay, they on the right path.
Leave him alone. Yeah, don't fire the man and all that stuff.
I ain't gonna fire, man.
Yeah, leave the man alone. Sometimes you have to put some stuff in underground and leave it, and keep watering it. Keep, everybody, like you said, everybody want to tuck tail. It's a microwave. Like we got Harbaugh at Michigan, or we got Fisher at Texas A&M, or such and such, and we got Mario Cristobal down at Miami. The Canes better start dominating like they did in the 90s or 3 years, and we're gonna fire him. Well, hell. The man ain't even got a chance to groom his freshman yet. You see what I'm saying? So
got to build a culture.
You got to build a culture, and people are. And this is one thing I've learned, and it's kind of true in society. People follow what you do and your track record. If you have a track record of showing up late and failing and missing the big shot and fumbling the ball in the end zone, hey man, that's what you are. But if you have a track record of winning. I read some crazy stat. Nick Saban is the only coach that can walk into a kid's living room and say every player that has ever come to the University of Alabama has won at least one national. Wow. Think about that. And he's been there almost 20 years. And he can go to any kid's couch in America and sit there and say, young man, do you want to win a national championship? And do you want to go pro? Yes, sir. See you in the summer. Bye-bye. That's it. He's the only coach that can do that. So Harbaugh, you got to step it up. Cristobal, you got to step it up. Lincoln Riley, you went out there to USC.
He don't realize what he got.
He ran from the SEC. He ran from the SEC.
But USC is expecting big things. USC is not.
Exactly.
USC. I mean, you think it's only a certain. USC is only going to put up with 8-2, 9-2, and a Rose Bowl game for maybe 3 years. After that, okay, what you got, buddy? Because we all know deep down the back of your mind, you really want an NFL job anyways. So USC is kind of in a strangle position already. Anybody say, man, the Dallas Cowboys was talking about Lincoln Riley before they hired McCarthy. So that's an NFL coach. He's going out there to sharpen his resume by building a West Coast offense out there in California. California is the quarterback king. If you got a good quarterback, it's either from California or Pennsylvania. I didn't make the law, I just reported. So if you got a good quarterback out there in California and you got a good offense out there at USC and you putting up 45, 50 points a game, the NFL is going to come calling. Now what USC boosters are thinking, say, man, we see what Alabama down there doing. Say, man, we got a history too. Charles White. You see what I'm saying? Lynn Swann. You know what I'm saying? O.J. Simpson, Marcus Allen, Julius Sayal. We got a history down here too. Ronnie Lott, Troy Polamalu. So if you got your eye on the NFL, say, man, after 3 years and you only got us to one Rose Bowl and they made it to the playoffs, we're going to help you on up out of here, partner. You see what I'm saying? So the transfer portal, it works both ways, and the same thing just with the climate. You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day,
he lost his best quarterback because Peyton Slovis has taken off. He's gone.
There you go. So at the end of the day,
I don't know what he got coming in. Slovis is going to Michigan State.
Right. There you go. Right there on points. But at the end of the day, the climate with what Alabama doing, I just think it forces everybody to get better. Now let's jump into what Georgia did to Michigan. Oh boy.
And we already talked about this, man.
Look.
We gotta keep bringing up old stuff.
Drake clowned my LSU Tigers.
I did not clown your Tigers, bro.
Let me tell you something. My LSU Tigers ain't never lost a college football playoff game. Well, we lost to Bama 1 year.
I was about to say, stop it.
Hey, but I will say this. We ain't get our doors blown off.
And at what point did you guys realize Michigan had, effed up basically?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you what I knew it was a problem. The very first drive.
I'm about to say that.
I'm gonna keep it 100. It wasn't even the first drive. When that score got 17-3, at that moment, I knew Michigan had messed up.
So you gave it to 17-3?
It was 17-3.
Hey, I text you. Remember I texted you?
You was texting.
Well, remember I texted y'all.
That first drive was too quick.
Because I turned it off.
Hey, man, that first drive was too quick. It was like,
and then they got the ball right back and went on 14.
Like, no. I take that back. I knew it was over when they got that interception with 2 minutes to go before half. I said, you know what? I'm done. I'm done.
so just for benefit of the doubt purposes,
I did pick Michigan.
Okay.
No, I picked Michigan.
So when it was 14-0, I was like, Michigan is in trouble.
Yeah,
and if you listen to it,
I text you. I was like, oh.
And if you listen to it, if you listen to any of the podcast preview, I was like, no, Michigan doesn't have the personnel to spread Georgia's defense out like Alabama. And I was like, look at the front seven; they are within 6 yards. This game is over. They got about 2 drives to get this together.
Yeah.
And
Mike Mayock.
Man, look here, man.
Mike Mayock, if you're listening, and we get this boy, it was a receiver screen, or it was like a sweep.
Yeah.
And that did. Number 2 got the ball. Now this guy's supposed to be fast. I seen the Kobe Dean.
Oh yeah, you talking about the linebacker?
Oh my God! I'm like, that ain't supposed to happen. That ain't supposed to.
Hey, he ran from side to side too.
Exactly. He ran that play. No. He hawked that play down. Hawked it down. And Jordan Davis, I'm still not sold on that.
No.
I still ain't sold on big boy.
Nah.
He's gonna have to definitely get better.
He's gonna be subpar.
He's gonna have to get better at with his cardio. Definitely a lot better. And that brings us that's a good transition into the championship game. Like I said, Monday, January 10th, that's 8:00 Eastern. Transition into the championship. Georgia versus Alabama, part 2. Predictions, analysts, pregame thoughts. Let's hear it.
Bama by 14.
Mm-hmm.
I think this rematch is going to be a better game.
Mm-hmm.
If Georgia comes out and they play like they played against Michigan. It definitely will be a better game. I'm gonna go ahead and go with Nick Saban. I didn't pick him the first time because I just felt like Georgia was really rolling. And yeah, I should have listened to. I had to say I should listen to M. Greasy on that Georgia, man. He said, "Man, they're gonna lose. They lost." But I'm gonna have to go and roll with Bama this time, man.
Roll Tide.
What's your score?
I don't have a score. I got Bama winning by 14. Maybe I don't know. 14.
You got Jay.
14.
Yeah. I'm definitely not a believer in Georgia, so
I spoken like a true SEC man.
Yeah, because we've seen this movie. Different
outcome.
And well, here's why. And I'm going to give Bryce some credit because we've seen him kind of go through some adversity, even in the game yesterday. He wasn't playing that great, but in those moments that he starts to show up, in those moments, and that's going to be those 2 touchdowns. Dre's talking about 14 points. I'm going to do that. It's going to be he's going to be able to make plays with his legs,
right?
With his legs, because like he was yesterday, he chewed them up a couple plays with them legs and that extent. Like it was I think it was 3rd and goal. He almost scored. He almost scored and got him a short field goal. So those type of situations I think are going to make a difference in that game for them.
Did.
I like it.
So we got 2 with Alabama. So Saban bringing it home. We got 2 votes for Saban bringing home another.
He didn't give a score on the game. What you looking like score wise?
28-14.
28-14. Got about 2 touchdowns.
Dang. All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna go in. Me, I like to use a lot of history, just like the first matchup. Alabama basically owns this series. All time they 42-25-4. Alabama has beaten them 7 times in a row, and the way I'm feeling, I'm looking at 8.
8 is great.
I mean, as Jay said, now McNamara, he didn't have that with Michigan. Michigan QB, but Bryce Young, this kid could drop dimes. He made a pass yesterday, and I'm like, okay, I see. and then he can get himself out of trouble. And I'm gonna say this again, like I said in the first matchup, that Bama defense is no slouch. So
no, it's not.
they're a step up from Michigan.
That's true story. It's not.
So I'm gonna have to take Bama in this one. I'm thinking 24-13, something like that. I think that may have been the score I picked last time, and it got out of hand.
It did get out of hand.
I think it's gonna be nip and tuck, and you'll see Bama flex around third quarter. Bryce make some plays to pretty much put that game out of reach, and you're gonna see the defense make a turnover. Against Georgia.
Because think about it. What did we see also from Alabama yesterday? They got pressure with the front four.
Yes,
yeah, if you can do that.
If they can do that again, it's turnover city.
Man, they would have got pressure with front two. It was Cincinnati, bro. Come on.
I'm just saying, man.
Playing a quarter defense.
They could have put 2 down linemen and still would have got pressure.
Right.
And you got to remember, Alabama got after Georgia in that championship game.
We're 4.
Yeah.
We're there for. To bring this thing on home, I don't see any reason why I should go against the grain and pick Alabama. I just really don't. I've been high on the dogs all year. I did pick Alabama to win the SEC championship. Man, it's hard. It's hard to go against Saban. I think if they follow the same game plan that they followed into the SEC championship, which is go 5 wide, go hurry up, don't allow Georgia to rotate in those fresh bodies on the defensive line and force Georgia to play man-to-man, which the Heisman Trophy winner will torch, it could very well get ugly again. Like I said, Georgia, they're a bit they feed off turnovers and short fields. And if Alabama comes out and repeats the same, if Alabama played their game again, Georgia will not beat them. It could be worse. You see what I'm saying? Because on the offensive side of the ball, Georgia does just to keep a couple of drives alive, and they get an interception, and they punch a couple of men, and they take the ball away from you from when you're about to score. So it looks like Alabama is primed and they're tuned and they're ready to take this thing home. But at the beginning of the year, I wrote with Georgia, and I'm sticking with Georgia all the way at the end of the year. I'm picking the dogs in a close game. I think Georgia gets it done. I don't know how. I'm not even going to get into this player going to do this and this player going to do this and this player going to do this. I picked Georgia at the beginning of the year. I'm sticking with Georgia to win their championship. I think this is the year. I think they beat them by a field goal. I'm going to go Georgia 26, Alabama 23. I think they get a little bit of payback for what happened the year Tua replaced Jalen Hurts and came in. And I think this year with them have seen what Alabama's game plan will probably be, which is to hurry up and the Sam Weiss, try to tire out, Georgia and Jordan Davis. I think they make a few adjustments. I would be very surprised if Georgia comes out and man-to-man again. If they do, then this game by all means is over. But if they make any adjustments and go any type of zone and they're able to keep their defensive line fresh, it could be a different game. I'm just gonna roll the dice on this one. Dogs 26, tied 23, and I'm taking that one on to the house, man. I think Georgia gets it done. That's just my prediction. I'm gonna have to stick with that one, man.
I'm gonna die with your boots on.
I'm gonna die with my boots on this one, man. Every game I picked with Georgia, every game we covered, I've been right about them. I was even right about their loss, so I'm just gonna roll this one out there, my man. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the game. Hopefully it'll be a lot better than the semifinals that we saw. Both of them ended up being disappointments. Like I said, then it just opens up other discussions for the transfer portal, and we've got some commentary and podcast about that. Look, the thing with this transfer portal, we'll have a lot of episodes about that because it's so many different directions you can pull that thing. It not only affects the players, the transfer portal affects the boosters, the coaches. It goes into the HBCUs and the facilities. I mean, this thing is huge. So we got a lot of content coming, as far as that goes. But I want to thank everybody for joining. It's been a wonderful show. Jay, King Dre, and M Breezy, man. It's a pleasure. Every time we get together, Jay, we're going to have to link back up again. But don't forget, fans, to like, subscribe, follow, share. You can check us out on Instagram, Just Noise 2021, Facebook, Just Noise. Catch me at Sergeant Bones on Twitter. Shout out to Worldwide Youth Events. My sister, Edna George Jones, down in College Station, Texas. Worldwide Youth Events on Instagram, Worldwide Youth Events on Facebook. But Doc, got J Miles, King Dre, and M Greasy. It's been a blast. Y'all enjoy.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide and go Dogs. Roof, roof.